Computer. Lights.
Hey there, hi there, ho there. Good morning. Good morning, Brent. Good to see you, my friend. So, I have warned everyone. I have channeled my inner Stephen Pastis this morning. I can totally tell. Why am I having. Look, you can see the top of my monitor there. Ooh. I've also been totally singing Fire Bomber all morning since I hung up my Macross 7 scroll. Macross 7 rocks. Just singing. Do, 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 do. Cleaning off my monitor. Yep, yadoo. I think it's funny that people know what joke I'm making whenever I say, right? I mean, that was a blank wall. And this morning I got up and George had knocked down the little grate thing that was on there. And I was like, well, now it looks kind of dull. So I was like, I got to do something about this. So I said, what used to be up there was that Macross 7 scroll. I should put that Macross 7 scroll back up because Macross 7 is awesome. So it's a thing. At some point, I will hang my own artwork up there, but I got to make artwork that's that big. It's a pretty big piece of art. Okay. Today is the 18th. So we're going to say this is number 255. We're going to do that real quick. Switch to our monitor. We have to first do the text thing, which I don't know how this goes. It will not be correct at all. It's going to be whatever it wants to be ever. Uh-oh. We have clearly asked too much of. There we go. Arial. Down. There we go. There we go. Number 255 for today. Yeah, like I said, gotta get something that's 7 feet by 22,000 feet or whatever that thing is back there. Don't worry, it'll happen. You have no idea what I did last night. It was so cool. I broke down the outline of episode 1. So now we have like a breakdown of what episode 1 looks like. It's way cool. So there we go. So, and I should say issue 1 of episode 1 because episode 1's a 3-issue set. So that's always a major plus and awesomeness. So there you go. So, alrighty. We'll go back over here. Let me grab our blue line. 4 panels, add new layer under our 4 panels. Grab our pen and go for technical. Ooh, it's a little big. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we've got AR walking with TB. I don't know, should I break the fourth wall? We'll see. We'll see if that fits. The good news is, totally a rough sketch. If we don't like it, we'll go back and de-blue line it. It's all fine. Break that fourth wall. There we go. Alrighty. All right. Really? It's going to be this way. It's aggravating that it's centered, but left justified. Right? We'll see. We'll see whether this works or not, Ghost Hand. The three of us, you, Brent, and I, may decide, no, don't do that. I think this is actually AR speaking here, but that's okay. That's okay. Just it's not willing to do this. It's not willing to be helpful. All right. Why, guy, do you keep going back to Photoshop? Because the handling of text is so bonkers. Huh. So you're saying that when Paul Kirchner breaks the fourth wall, he does it by driving a bus through it. I'm just saying. I'm totally channeling my inner Stephen Pastis. I feel like this is a boo-worthy comic. Boo. I mean, a cheap pun every so often is certainly worthwhile. There you go. I would say that I'm not proud of this comic, but I am totally proud of this comic. I'm just, I'm just proud of it. It's awesome. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't proud of this. Thank you, Ghost Hand. I appreciate that. I mean, you know, I feel like our job when we're doing cartoon work, like comic strip work, I feel like any comic artist, their job is to make people feel, right? And even if that's the groan of a good pun, oh, you still felt it. And I feel like that's our job. So this made somebody smile, I'm sure. Or this will make somebody smile. It may not necessarily be us three, but well, no, it made me smile. I mean, I've been smiling the entire time. I think this is hysterical. Yeah. Hello. I feel like that's the important part, right? I mean, we kind of went deep and somewhat sad with. Uh, that would be me. I have an innate fondness for these. I mean, it is sort of a thing. I definitely have innate feelings for these jokes. I'm a horrible, horrible person sometimes, and I know it. And see, it made Brent smile, and that's the important part. One per it may only make one person smile, but it made one person smile. He's now kind of doing the well. I mean, I guess. I was writing last night on the Bellatrix Rising script, and it's interesting. All this world building that I've been doing has added an extra dimension to just the technobabble that you have in a normal science fiction thing. Because now I wanted to have the beginning of Bellatrix Rising have um, Chang sitting in her captain's chair with an actual, I don't know what's wrong with me today not being able to draw AR, with an actual like book writing her captain's log. Right? I thought that would be not only telling of what goes on in in space because you can't use computers, but also gives sort of not a nostalgic feel, but a good solid feel of where we are in this world. And in space, there are no computers, so you have to use logbooks and you have to use, uh, different clipboards full of information and things like that. And so I have her literally sitting in a column of light in the captain's chair. She's just writing away into the log. And then I went and looked up like old 1800s sea logs, right? What are those like? And the things that they wrote in those logs were, you know, what the sea was like, what the weather is like. And then they would write about, the interesting thing that occurred. So I added a whole bunch of technobabble to this scene, but it was based on the perceptions I see of. I could have Chang reading a Springs comic. I doubt that's going to happen, though. Although I did think that it'd be funny if really having a problem today with AR. Did think it'd be funny to maybe some of the songs that I'm writing for my bard ended up in Springs because my bard writes really ridiculous songs. She doesn't know that they're ridiculous, of course. Really. Man, I really am having a problem today. I can't even draw a TV. When you can't draw a tennis ball, you know you've got issues. So I've been thinking about this and I discovered something interesting, which is the way we usually measure magnetic fields is by Gauss, right? So, X number of Gauss equals amount of magnetic field in a square meter or in a cubic meter. And I found out that at 100,000 Gauss, you have 1 Tesla, which I thought was interesting. I didn't know that. And I also found out that on Earth, we had generated up to 4 Teslas of magnetic energy artificially, because the Earth's magnetic field doesn't even have 1 Tesla worth of power. So we've done that. The Japanese have generated 100 Teslas of magnetic energy for 1/1000th of a second. But it got there. And I was thinking about how the gravity of the galaxy might be interfered with or manipulated by electromagnetic power. Right? And so, and how that might cause issues with our starships, right? They're going in space, and in this theoretical space, things are amplified. The um, Schwarzschild radius of a planet is amplified. That was one of those things that I had been kind of putting into the lore, is that when you go faster in space, everything amplifies to the point where the faster you go, the more you have to dodge things. It would be kind of like, you can go 100 miles an hour, but you're the size of a cockroach, you know. So though you can do 100 miles an hour, it's great. You can get from here to your to the grocery store in an eighth of a second, but somehow you have to dodge all these tires that are, 6 times the size of your house, because they're all on the roads going everywhere. And you're suddenly dealing with, so that was my thought, was that this makes it more dramatic when you're in space. When a ship is in space, all of a sudden stars that are very far apart suddenly become big, and you have to, fly between stars and around stars and things like that. So I figure that would also be the same thing for electromagnetic fields. So what would normally be like a 40 Gauss electric field might be a 40 Tesla electric field in space. And now you have to dodge this electric field, or your ship gets thrown into them and just rocks around, and it becomes a ride that's really difficult. But I also think it'd be interesting if that was storms. You have storms. So your ship comes out of a location, and all of a sudden the Gauss meter starts going tack, 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 and everything like that. And you're like, uh-oh, we're about to hit a storm. And the ship starts doing, like this, and trying to get like stuck into each one of the threads of the electromagnetic fields. So that would give us sort of dramatic storms too. So I went on ahead and checked the that kind of information in, and now we've got just good throwaway lines of where is the Gauss meter? The Gauss meter is at it's at 75,000 and rising. Oh no, we're coming up on the bow shock of the solar system. As they arrive on moment, because a solar system would push all of those things around, so you'd end up with this condensed line around the outside. So that'd be kind of cool. So there was that. I got a lot more of the sort of the chatter going on there. And I thought that was neat and kind of fun. So there you go. Hello. And a lot of these read errors. What's going on here? Come on. Wake up, computer. Pen stopped working. Nope, pen's working just fine. We just had to stop and think a whole lot, as we often do. The heck is going on? So anyway, that was what I was doing this morning. So, yeah. We were also talking about how if you're in the future, and in a future where nobody is, where body image is completely different, then you would have much more of a, we were thinking about where the like interpersonal discussion scenes would happen. Obviously, a lot of them happen in the dining room, right? Because everybody's eating and we're all in the mess hall. And so we're all sitting there chatting at the mess hall and yada, yada, yada. And you'd have them in the rec room where everybody's playing games or whatever. But we also thought that if you've got communal showers, that would be also a place where everybody would just sit there and have a discussion about what happened today. And then we talked about it and we're like, well, that's exactly what happens in the onsens in Japan. Everybody just gets together and bathes and they all talk about what's going on and stuff like that. So it's all dependent on how you see things. I'm going to do a new raster layer. Switch to you. Zoom in. And we were like, well, because that would definitely be a thing that would happen. What are you doing? George. He is who he is. In the end, he will always be who he is. And so the showers would become very much like the onsens of Japan. George likes to chew on boxes. And so, but I was also saying, I don't want to objectify women. That's not a positive. So I've got to be careful how I do these scenes. It's not like the gratuitous sex scenes that you see in movies. Something definitely to think about. It defeats the whole point of what I'm trying to say if it ends up just being gratuitous. Spawn a whole bunch of shirts that say I'm with AR on this. Well, I feel like he's gotten better over the years. Mellowed out a lot more. He's not quite as angry as he used to be. It's all right. Why did we lock? Why did you lock the layer? Don't lock the layer. Was that just a random attack on my toe? You're a very strange animal. Random toe attack from the cat. All right. We'll open the backdrop so we can see those. We don't usually use the middle part of this very often, so we'll use that. There we go. And then we will take this part of the background and paste it so that way we can do this. Right? And we'll paste it again so we can do this. Because even though this is the origin of that, this one, ironically, is going to have a gradient on it. put this here, and we will say U, and we'll take a gradient and go like that. Actually, I could probably do something more like this orange. Make it look like it's sort of a close-up of something there. Select. Save. And look at that. Wow, that's 50 minutes flat. I think this should be yellow. Take that out. Take that out. We even can take that out. We should put this back in so that I can hit resize, because we need to get down to right there. And cuts all of that off. Right? All right. Now we'll take this and we'll say, we'll save it one more time because there's no reason to save it with the header. And once it's saved, close that, do not save. And we will go for change canvas size. And its width will have to be 12. Yeah, we're not linked. Why are we not linked? Cancel. Image size we want. Height 600. 620. Really? 620. Yeah, whatever. Then we will save as. And we save this one as a PNG so that we keep the transparency. We'll wait for it to go, and then it gets over itself here in a second. And we'll be fine. Okay. Now we have a Springs comic whereby we are channeling our inner Stephen Pastis. And we call that good. It's interesting. Eclipse Studio Paint's not coming up with an icon here. The master thing, the thing you have to load first with all of its advertisements so that you can see all of its advertising, of course, that loads fine. I find that interesting. I find that very interesting. Okay, guys, so we'll take a break. We'll stand up here and we'll stretch, stick our hands in the fan. You know how this goes. Roll our neck and roll our neck the other way. There we go. Much better and healthier for ourselves. Right? All right. Now we're going to work on to the next piece here. We still have an inordinate number of pieces that need to be done for Bellatrix Rising. And that's not going to stop until we're finished. So let's go ahead and open this up. And I know what our problem is. Look at that. Our problem is that email is up. It's one of the reasons why things are going chuggy, chuggy, chuggy a lot. Chuggy, chuggy, chuggy is a technical term. All right. Now, when we last met our ship, we'd finished finally that main hull piece, right? So now we're going to go over here. We're going to grab something else. Like a wing and a prayer. Oh, we're halfway there. Whoa, whoa. Living on a prayer. A wing and a prayer. Truth is, this isn't going to be hard. I'm going to edit mode, and select by face. Sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry. One more. It's because we're hitting a season change. Wow. Okay. And once we select everything on the top, I have now learned my lesson on this. We go into non-naked mode and we select everything on the top. Right? Edit. And we select everything only on the top. Nothing will be selected on the bottom, you can see, except you. Where are you selected? Seems an odd one to be selected. Here we go. So we'll unselect that. And I won't select inside the missile bay. I kind of want that to be a different... No, I don't think I want that to be a different map. Anyway. And we don't want the back or the inside. Okay, so just the leading edge front, the top of this object. Okay, so that's all that's over here. So what I'll do is by UV, I'll say UV, project from view, like that. And then we get a complete straight view of the map. And it's just the wing. Look at that. It's perfect. I don't have to mess with it. I have to resize it slightly, but that's it. And then we'll scale it all the way down because this is the top. Look at me being awesome. We'll do the bottom the same way. We'll select only the bottom, right? Make sure nothing on the top is selected. Make sure nothing from the back is selected. Right? And that includes this little guy right there. And this weird whatever that is right there. Only the bottom. And then we will say UV project from view. And that's just the bottom. Look at that. This is my new secret weapon. It has taken almost no time whatsoever to finally just do the stupid wing. Okay. From the back. Oh, crap. We did capture some of this that we didn't want to capture. That's right. We'll reassign it in a second. So from the back, do the same thing. Only the wing pieces that you can see, which apparently is a whole bunch of this mess. Hey, you see that? Whatever. And the front leading edge, apparently. That's cute. I'm not sure what to think about that, but okay. All right, so just those guys from the back. And I'll even select you and you. And then we will say, if we do it this, oh, we want to select you. If we do it like this, we can do project from view like that and see the sort of the pieces parts that are there. And take all of these guys and scale it this way and scale it again more sensitively. And what we can do then is take this part and extend it and then raise it like so. Take this part and extend it. No, that's not what I wanted. Take this part, just this part. And oh God, there's so many little things here in this cut. There we go. Aw. Really? Thank you. Oh, man. We're going to be all kinds of messed up here, aren't we? Really? Yeah, that's funny. Oh, you need to go, I don't know, this way. There. And there. And then there. And this becomes this entire tail section of the wing splayed out like a weird snake. I don't know. Either way, we'll shrink it down to there. And we'll put it like right here or something. And, you know, I don't know. Just work here. Okay, we'll go to this side. We'll snag this piece. This is where things get really good that you're doing it this way. Because we actually need this version? No. Oh, yeah, I guess so. UV. Project from bounds, and that'll still get us what we're looking for. We just can't see it because of reasons. So do this and this and move it over here. And then we'll go like so. And I think we've captured everything on the front end of this guy. Let's see. We still have sort of rando pieces that it didn't quite get. So let's put it in naked mode and see what happens here. We don't get to put it in naked mode because naked mode is apparently one step too far. Okay, there we go. So what are we missing here? Because these guys belong to something. I have no idea what. That's all right. So we got the bottom of the wing. And we've got the top of the wing. And we'll we'll put those like this. And you know how this works. I try to save us a little bit of space by at least doing something like so. The bottom and the top of the wings are going to be very important because we've got to put livery on it and we've got to put information and data on there. I'm going to go real quickly over here. All right. So we can't forget my coffee. It is, after all, Coffee with Guy. And it seems like it would be horribly inappropriate if we didn't have my coffee with me. I'm just saying. All right, so I feel like this guy might be this, and it is. This is the inside of the wing missile bay. Right? Which is exactly what this is. All right. Here's what we're going to do. The wing missile bay, I feel like, should be one thing or we won't ever get it. Right? So we'll go to the top view of this. And the sad part about this is that the wing missile bay got kind of, we're going to have to figure out how to get in here so that we can make it readable. Right? Like this might be a thing we can handle like so. Here we go. And if we say UV project from view like this, you'll see how it makes a box that's readable. We can at least see where things are inside this box. And that'll work. Then we can take each one of these and kind of extend them out. And since they're all connected, this is going to be a little bit distorted. Right? But at least we can put things on the walls of this little box. This is going to be harder than it looks to do, but we can do it. It won't be the world's best concept, but it will work in a pinch. So make sure that it's not some other rando thing that we're doing. There we go. Here's the missile box. We'll rotate it so that it matches the missile hole, I guess you could call it. In there. Rotate it again. There we go. So, in theory, we have pretty much the entire thing. The only thing I am a little worried about is the engine mount, which I feel like might need to be its own little critter. So we're going to do that. We're going to get in close here and talk a little bit about this engine mount, which is apparently really hard to grab. Right, because all the engine mount is are these triangles here. There we go. We'll do the same thing we just did, where we kind of zoom in a little on it and try to get it so that we can, because really, actually, does it have a box projection, a cube projection? It does. Good. It's lousy, but we can work with this. Sadly, this looks like both of them, right? It is. That's all right. We can work with this as well. And I could tell that it was both of them because of the nature of sort of the way it was acting there. It was like, well, like this guy here. I don't know if we can set it and capture that section here and just, yeah, we can't. He's going to have to flip around and go the other direction, which runs a major risk of me having the UVs flipped on that front spot there, because it's going to do this. It runs a big risk those UVs will be flipped. So, we'll see what happens, huh? Yeah. See, like this guy here, I really feel like he needs to be also flipped, which kind of makes me wonder a little bit about where these guys are, relatively speaking, in the universe. There we go. Excellent. There. So now I have sort of the engine pod here. Let's go ahead and shrink it down so that it's not. I'm trying to figure out how to flip itself inverted. That's nice. Thanks. Thank you. And when I say thank you, I mean it sarcastically. All right. There's still two little pieces here that belong to something. I'll put them there. Now we'll bring the largest pieces need to be brought in and take up the most space, right? These are like so. I could probably go a little larger. Like to there. Oh, I see where those blips are. Right there and there. Weird. And do this. And then I can take these guys. Really? Am I hitting caps lock? I am. Caps lock does nothing. I'm just saying. The caps lock, it does nothing. All right. And move the engine strut to here. Truth is, I feel like kind of like this engine strut, all we're really going to do on it is plausibly put some kind of, danger or whatever. Well, thank you, Donald. I didn't actually. I mean, other than the blank CDs, which I find particularly hysterical, nothing really has gone bad today. My day has been just fine, actually. How's your day? Is your day going well? But thank you. I mean, I hope my day will always improve. Even if it's good, it could always get better. So, right? No matter what, hoping your day gets better is a good thing. However, I mean, I do appreciate it. I will always appreciate good wishes. Nothing wrong with that at all. We are working on. So, Donald, you missed. I've been working on the script for Bellatrix Rising, and I was talking a little bit about how I was going to do all of the different things for like the techno babble, so that people were chattering correctly and yammering correctly, and we figured out all of the various doodly wops that go with electromagnetic fields and things. That was kind of cool. All right, I'm going to call this guy good. And it doesn't need to be that complicated. We just need to be able to write things on the wing and write things under the wing. And if the wing gets detached, be able to write in here and have the missile bay and stuff like that. That's all we really need for here. So that's kind of cool. So anyway, that's a wing. We've got a wing, everybody. It's a wing. That's a wrap. So we'll move, we'll save. Go to the top. We'll take our wing. We'll take our wing and leave. And we'll move our wing over here to completed. All right. All right. Little things like this guy is just going to take a second or two. Go to object mode. This is just an elevator. Whoa, not scale. Move. This is just an elevator. So we'll put you right there. Wow. There we go. Really, the elevator is pretty simple and straightforward. Switch to non-naked mode. We'll go to edit mode and just grab just the top of the elevator there. And we can just go over here and we can say set scale, right? We grab that, move it here. The perfect wing is a winger. That was a wing dinger. Oh yeah, I'm easily entertained. And you grab you, and you. While we're at it, grab you and you. Yay, lunchtime! UV, and we'll say cube projection. The cube projection's not doing like I want it to. I mean, it's like projecting it in like a plane. Like not a cube. It's projecting it like in a flat plane, so everything gets crunched into this bizarre little weird projection. I don't know. Weird. Okay, so we can go in here though and go work, and grab you and move you. Work. you out. Move you over. Work. Move you out. And I feel like I'm going to have to move you guys over as well. Like that. Where is this coming from? Yeah, I feel like this is just not going as well. We should just do this. Yeah, because like this, we could just go like this here, and then say work, and say UV, project from view. There we go. Here. Here. Right? Go like this. Let me go to the back of it. Let me say U. Let me say UV. I mean, you're already projecting from view, so I don't mind you. I just keep you, move you along down here. And go like here and go bork, bork, bork. Right? And say U and go the other direction. U and say UV. Project from view. And we get U. And we just go like that. Right? Everything like wow. Something like that. Take all of you and just scale you down like so. It is plain to see at this point. It is plain to see. You missed the springs this morning where we were so very dad that it was sick and wrong, I think, somewhat. Project from view will shrink you down to U-sized. There. I'll go like this. Move you around here like so. Let's look at naked view here. Make sure we've got all the pieces. That's the bottom clearly. You belong to you. Scale you back up so you fit. There we go. There we go. Really shouldn't have taken this long. But that's okay. That's okay. We'll make it work. All right, we'll make this work. There we go. No, yeah, Captain Kirk only went up for about 45 seconds or so. I think it was 4 minutes. He was in space for 4 minutes. So he came back and all is good. And clearly Jeff Bezos was kind of rude. I don't know. I feel kind of like we had a great transformative moment for Bill, and he felt his world was changed and wanted to say something about it. And Jeff Bezos really wanted to just pop champagne, I guess. I don't know. I just work here. Either way, I feel like that kind of didn't go over as well as we wanted it to, and that's kind of okay, I guess. So we'll save. And now we've got this guy. We're just going to have to do all these little pieces, every little piece here. Move him over here. So, and some of these pieces are going to be, so this is the hero version of the ship. And so, because it's the hero version, I want to make sure every detail is correct because I never know how close I'm going to get to the spacecraft and which side we're going to have to show on the spacecraft, and whether we're going to be right up close to the body or right up close to a landing gear or right up close to even things like these elevators. They might be down and you might have a character standing right in front of a down elevator. And if that's the case, then you want to make them look nice and detailed and have all the right little, writing on it and everything like that, so that it's very clear that it is what it is. So he really did, didn't he? He didn't help himself very much there. He's like, that was the whole point that he was trying to do. Was that was obviously a publicity stunt. So if it was a publicity stunt, you'd think that he would have given some time to his publicity stunt, I mean, nobody was under the false beliefs that that wasn't entirely for publicity, and we all understood that, and we're okay with that. It was just that it came off as a real jerk. Wasn't any fun there. So that's all right. That's all right. Thing that's really interesting is whatever is going on with George Takei. I'm not 100% sure why George is so upset. I mean, other than their ancient lifelong feud. Oh, well, that made it easy, didn't it now? Really? They even had the woohoo girl there. Woohoo! I keep thinking about, the other. So it is clear to me that he had a real transformative event because you watch the video of him and he's just thunderstruck, you know, and that's cool. That's neat. It's a neat effect. I think I would be thunderstruck too. I mean, frankly. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, even if, let's just say that this was all some kind of act by Bill and he was just acting thunderstruck or whatever, it's still like an important moment for all of us, Trekkies and non-Trekkies alike. So, why not just go with it? I don't know. Seems like we have a lot of hate and anger, and we don't really need it, It's not helping us any. Not helping us live better lives. It's not helping us be better people. You know, somebody posted the other day, hitting them back won't solve your pain. I thought that was an interesting statement. You know, hitting them back won't stop the pain. It's just a thought. All right. It's probably like completely borked. But that's okay. Said hero ship. It'll take forever to load this thing because of all these maps, but oh, they've had a feud since the original series, the two of them. George wanted a specific scene where George was actually like the main character. He was going to be the main shot of this scene, the main point of this, and Bill wouldn't let him. No matter which way it was, he wouldn't let him. And they have been feuding ever since. And I'm not kidding. That's what, 55, 60 years that they've been up in arms over this one scene. And I don't know. I mean, obviously, Bill is prickly. I mean, just by his very nature, he's prickly. Because it's clear that that's the case, as that's not the first time that anybody has feuded. He feuded with Leonard Nimoy over and over and over. And so it's clear that he's just prickly. What he really should do is stick some of these things together so that we're not using up a whole bunch of like all these wings could probably be on the same thing. You know what I mean? I don't know what to see here. Because they could probably put them all in the same unit and it'd be fine, I feel like. So, yeah, I don't know. So it's been kind of a long argument and fight that's been going on for a very long time between the two of them. And they've been prickly for years. So I'm not 100% sure what the fight has always been about. I'm sure it's something. I don't know. Bill Shatner didn't say anything bad. That's the thing. It's all George Takei, and I tell you, I haven't seen it. I don't know. I just know that a lot of my friends are kind of doing the come on, George, lay up sort of thing, So I feel like that's sort of one of those. I don't know. I don't know what the fight's about, and I don't know if anybody knows what the fight's totally about. So I guess we'll find out someday. So, but I honestly, when the two of them start getting petty and they start yelling at each other, I kind of tune out because I know that it's bad blood from 60 years ago. I'm just going to stand up. It's bad blood from 60 years ago, and I know that. And I know that, this is part of the problem is that they've been arguing for a very long time. And I get that. So, yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe the whole problem is that he wanted to go. I don't know. So, there is that. Move this back here. So who knows? Who knows what the fight's all about? I'm not 100% sure. Even myself, I'm not 100% sure. If I loop all of these items together, though, I may forget which ones belong where. And that could be a thing. So I'll need to kind of consider that. Whether all of these are should or could be looped together. I don't know. I have to think about that. Ooh, there we go. Kill the fan for a minute. It's getting kind of cold. A little chilly in here. Not horrible, just a little bit, you know? Right? That's kind of the way I feel too. Yeah, but this is a detail that I'm kind of glossing over, right? I mean, like, I know all about the why and where and how the feud began back in the day. I know how that all occurred a million years ago. Because it's in These Are the Voyages, which is a series of books written by Mark Cushman, which detail all of the things that are going on during the Star Trek era, the original series Star Trek era. But as to what's ticked off George Takei today, I don't know. I feel like my friends have been kind of getting on them and saying, hey, give it a rest, lay off. I don't know. So there's that. I hate to say that I'm running out of steam on the idea of UV mapping today, but I'm running out of steam on the idea of UV mapping. It's not as, I mean, this isn't glamorous stuff here we're working on. It's totally just getting all the pieces together and doing all the things. So, and to Kevin, my next door neighbor, I'm very sorry about your truck. Actually wonder, computer, fire photon torpedoes.
Photon torpedoes armed. Firing.
So it does work. Yeah, I feel like maybe I did good today. We did a Springs comic. We got the first few pieces of. We got a couple more pieces of the big ship sort of put together. That's cool. I'm good with it. I think we did good today. And we can probably break a little early today. It's good to have all you guys here. Tomorrow will be. What's funny is that's native. That's like totally native. It does that. I didn't program it. It just does that. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I'm just saying it's cool. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and save everything here. And we'll come back to this later. And that'll be fine. That'll be fine. Right? Where is George? I don't even know where George went. He's usually here somewhere. But I don't know where he is. So he wandered off to be George-like. He does like that the door is open sometimes. When I open the glass door over here, he likes that a lot. So there's that. So, well, okay, guys, I'm going to cut it out early here. Just 20 minutes early, though. That's not so bad. It was good seeing you guys all today. Brett and Donald and Ghost Hand. It's good to have you all on my show today. Tomorrow we'll be continuing work. Like I said, I started writing the script for episode 1. So now I know sort of what sets we need to have. We definitely need to have the kitty wake, and she needs to be able to have the engines up and have the gravitic tails working. And tonight's Geek Tank, and we've got Troy back, so that's a good thing. So I now know kind of what we need to do. We've got a couple of things we're going to have to do for the comic before we're ready to go. So we'll have to kind of get cracking. So why I'm kind of cracking down on the 3D models is because in order to get to where we're able to draw a comic, we still need the bridge, we need the pilot room, we need the airlock, we need medical, and then we need a warehouse for on Moment, and we'll need containers, and we'll need the pickup truck to be finished and stuff like that, and that's just for issue 1. So we're going to have to come up with quite a few widgets ahead of time. So that's cool. I will see you a pet mascot to be on the bridge. Yes, we'll need a pet mascot for on the. Some call that Bennett. Anyway, so we'll be getting there. And so we've got some work to do in 3D because all of those parts are, of course, reused later on down the road. So we keep reusing them and it's not a problem. So anyway, until tomorrow, remember to keep your eyes on the stars. Goodbye. Computer, good night.